Hello people, welcome one and all to Jojo's Learning Club.
Hello guys, I'm back again with another video on simultaneous equations. On my last video, I've already covered on what are simple equations. From simple equations, I mean that how to solve a value of an unknown quantity from an equation. Now we are going to deal with what are simultaneous equations. Before that, let's recollect what we have learned. What did we do in simple equations? We just had an equation with one unknown quantity, and what you used to do, you used to keep the variables on one side and the constants on the other side. From that you can easily find the value of the unknown quantity. And let's say if you have two unknown quantities in an equation, how many solutions do you have? There are infinite number of solutions. Whatever value you substitute, you can get an infinite number of solutions possible for these equations. But if there are two simultaneous equations or two equations and they both are connected with the same unknown values, then they will have only one unique solution possible. Okay, and similarly, if you have three equations and all these three equations are connected with the three same unknown values, and all these three unknown values, there will be only one unique value possible for each of these unknown values. Okay, I will make you understand better through solving problems. And so what are simultaneous equations? Simultaneous equations are like equations solved together to find the value of unknown, and when we equate these value of unknown, it will be true for all of these equations. So this is what meant by simultaneous equations. And today I will be discussing on how to solve values or unknown values for simultaneous equations. So in general there are two methods. So one is the substitution method and the other one is the elimination method. In substitution method, what you do is you keep one of the variable or one of the unknown value on the left hand side and then equate it to the or you just put a 2y to the other side and you substitute in the other equation. So what happens? Now there is no value of x in that, and from that you can easily find the value of y. Once you get the value of y, what you can do, you can substitute in any of these values and find the value easily. Similarly, for elimination method, what is it like? You can see that you equate to the coefficients of x. For example, coefficients of x or y or coefficients of any of these unknown values in the equation. So what happens? You make them same so that they just gets cancelled off, and then you find the another unknown value. From that you can easily find the rest of the unknown values too. So this is how you do calculate simultaneous equations. So now let's directly do some problems so that you can easily understand how to deal with simultaneous equations. Okay, so I'm going to the first problem. X plus 2y is equal to minus 1, and for the next equation is 4x minus 3y is equal to 18. So we have two equations, and these are simultaneous equations. That means both of these equations, the value of x and y are same, and we have to find these values of x and y. For that, let's take these equation as equation number 1, and let's take this as equation number 2. So as I said, substitution, by the name has suggest substitute. We substitute the value of x in the second equation. For that, to find the value of x from here, what you have to do, you have to just put this 2y over here. So what happens when you move a variable or a constant from one side of the equation to the other side of the equation? There is a change of sign. So you change the sign and it becomes minus 1 minus 2y. So the value of x is minus 1 minus 2y. Why I took the first equation? You can also do a similar way in the second equation too, but there is no coefficient of x, or coefficient of x is 1. So it's very much easy. You don't have to do any division or multiplication anymore, and you can just directly substitute. That's why I took the first equation. So let's name this equation as 3, substituting equation 3 in equation 2. Okay, I'm going to substitute the value of x over here. So what happens now? 4 into minus 1 minus 2y minus 3y is equal to 18. See, now in this equation what happens? It is completely out of x, and from that you can find easily the value of y. So I'm going to do minus 4, and 4 into minus 2 is minus 8y, minus 3y is equal to 18. So minus 4, I'm going to take it to the other side, so it becomes 22, right? Why? Because minus 4, when it goes to the other side of the equation, there is a change of sign. And here what it happens, so minus 11y, you can group together the value coefficients of y. So y is equal to, you learned it already from simple equation. How you have to do, you have to divide it by minus 11. So I'm not going to do all these steps, I'm just going to write it. So your value is minus 2. So from that you got the value of y. And what you have to do the next step, you can substitute it in any of these equations and find the value of x. So I'm going to substitute in the first equation this y equal to minus 2. So x is plus 2 into minus 2, right? 2 into minus 2 is equal to minus 1. So what happens? X plus minus 4 is equal to minus 1. So x is equal to minus 1 plus 4, which is x equal to 3. So what are the values? Values of these equations are x equal to 3 and y equal to minus 2. So you got these values, but you are not sure whether the answer is correct or not. So what you can do, you can just substitute these values, and when you get minus 1 over there, substituting these values, then your answer is correct. So I'm going to substitute here 3 plus 2 into y, that is 2 into minus 2, which is 3 plus minus 4, and that is minus 1. So now you are sure that the value which you got is perfectly alright. So this is how you deal with substitution method. And now I'm going to introduce you to elimination method. So let's now do a problem with elimination. Maybe let's take the same equation, so you can get a comparison between which method to use when it is not like specified in the question to do either by substitution method or elimination method. So I'm going to do the same problem, right? So again, I'm going to rewrite the equation so you will not have any confusions. X plus 2y is equal to minus 1, 4x minus 3y is equal to 18. So this was the equation, right? As I said, this is how you substitute and do. For elimination method, what you do? Maybe I'll write here what is elimination method. Okay, it's a elimination method. Okay, it's a elimination method. And in this method, similarly, you substitute this as equation 1 and this is equation 2. What do you do is multiply equation 1 with 4. So I'm going to multiply the equation 1 with 4. Why? Like, because I want to make any of these coefficient. Either you can make the coefficient of y as same, then what you have to, if you want to make the coefficients of y as same, what you have to do, you have to take the LCM of this. So 2 and 3, the LCM is 6. So what happens, you have to multiply this equation with 3 and this equation with 2. But if you take in the case of x, what it is, 1 and 4. So LCM of 1 and 4 is 4. So it's directly 4. And here you don't have to, you have to multiply the equation 1. So why I'm doing this? So that when you do that, you can eliminate the x value and you can find the value of y. Once you get the value of y, you can easily substitute in any of these equations and find the value of x. So similarly, I am going to do multiply with 4. Can I do a multiplication simply in an equation? Yes, until and unless you follow the equality of equation. What is the equality of equation? That is, when you do a multiplication or any algebraic method in an equation, it should be done both in the LHS and RHS. So if you add a plus 5 in LHS of the equation, you have to do also in the RHS of the equation. That is the only constraint which you have. Until and unless you follow the equality of equation, everything is fine. You can do whatever you wish. Okay, so I'm going to multiply here equation 1 with 4. So what happens? You just multiply 4x plus 4 into 2y is equal to 8y is equal to minus 4. Right? And now what is the second question? Second equation, 4x minus 3y is equal to 18. Okay. So you have now two equations. This was the first equation and this is the third equation. Maybe for your easier understanding, I will write equation 3 and 4. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to minus equation 3 from subtracting equation 3 minus equation 4. Why are we doing that? So when we do that, what happens? Both the x values are removed, then you can find easily the value of y. And also both these equations are having the same unknown value, so you can equate together and you can write it as minus. What happens here? Plus, and here minus. So what is this? 11y is equal to minus 22. So what's the value of y? Y is equal to minus 2. See, it is similar to the equation which we found over here, right? So, and now we are going to find the value of minus 2. We have y equal to minus 2 and we are going to find the value of x. In the first equation, I substituted in the equation 1. And in the second problem, same way as I said, you can use any of these equations. So I'm going to use with the second equation. So 4x minus 3 into minus 2 is equal to 18. So what happens here? 4x minus 6 is equal to 18. Right? So 4x minus 3 into minus 2 minus 6. So it becomes plus 6, right? So 4x plus 6 is equal to 18. So 4x is equal to 12 and the value of x is equal to 3. Right? So this is satisfied. This is what said about simultaneous equations. In simultaneous equations, what happens? There will be one or two equations, and if in for one unknown quantity, one equation is enough. For when two unknown quantities are there, so there will be two equations you need to find it. When there are three unknown quantities in an equation, you need three similar equations to find the value of unknown quantities. So from this we have found the value of x and y. Similarly with the substitution method here, and this is with the elimination method. So there are two methods. Please do remember. And now let's do some further problems using that, so you'll get a better understanding on it. So now I have two more problems which I'll be discussing in this video. So let's write, first of all, when you get a question, so just write the question, that is 3x minus 2y is equal to 12 and x plus 3y is equal to minus 7. As I said, when in the question, it is not specified to use substitution or elimination method. Whichever way you find it easy, you can use it. For me, I feel personally that elimination method is more easier. So I would just take elimination method rather than the substitution method. So, but here we are going to do is like the first problem I will be dealing with substitution and the second problem I will be dealing with elimination method. So let's do with the substitution method. As I said, when you get two equations, mark it as equation 1 and mark this equation as equation 2. Okay? And now what you are going to do? So now, as I said, you are going to substitute. So I am going to substitute equation 2 in 1. Why? Because there is a coefficient of x is 1 and it is easier to substitute. But if you take this first equation, then you will get a decimal fraction and it is a bit complex. So I am going to deal with the second equation. So x plus 3y is equal to minus 7. So what is the value of x? X is equal to minus 7 minus 3y, right? So now what you got? You can substitute these value or the expression of x in equation 1 because you took the equation 2. Okay, so 3 into minus 7 minus 3y minus 2y is equal to 12. So now what you are going to find? 3 into minus 7 is minus 21. 3 into minus 3y is minus 9y. And what is here? Minus 2y is equal to 12. So what you are going to do? You are going to group together the variables on one side and the constants on the other side. So minus 11y is equal to 12 plus 21. Remember, there is always a change of sign when you move the variables or constants from one side of the equation to the other side of the equation. So similarly, so minus 11y is equal to 33, and from that you can easily find the value of y. Y is equal to 33 by minus 11, and which is minus 3. So you already got your value for y, and you can substitute in any of these equations. I am taking again the smallest equation in it because they have less coefficients for x and y than in equation 1. So I am going to take the second equation. So x plus 3 into minus 3, right? 3 into minus 3 is 3 into minus 3 is equal to minus 7. So what it is? X minus 9 is equal to minus 7. So what you have to do? You can find it easily. Minus 7 plus 9, and which is 2. So from that you got the value of x equal to 2 and the y equal to minus 3. And which method is this? This is the substitution method. And the next problem again I am going to do with elimination method. So let's write first the equation. So equation for that is 3x plus 4y is equal to 5. And what it is? 2x minus 5y is equal to minus 12. So these are our two equations, and what I am going to do? Again 1 and 2. So what is the elimination method? Either one of these unknown values you have to make same. That is, you have to make the coefficients of x or y same so that you can eliminate one of these. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 and 2 because 4 and 5 again it is complex. You have to multiply with 5 and 4. But in this equation what you have to do? You just have to multiply here. Okay, here. So in this equation 3 and 2 are right? So 3 and 2, the LCM is 6. So to make them same, what you have to do? You have to multiply this equation with 2. In this case, what you have to do? You have to multiply with 3. So that's why I used a different color so you can get a better understanding. So 3 into 2x is equal to 6x. Again 4y into 2 is plus 8y is equal to 10. So this is our new equation. And what about here? 6x minus 15y is equal to minus 12 minus 36. So this is our new equation. And now what you can do? You can so equation 3, equation 4. What you can do? These are plus quantities. So to get minus one of them, what you have to do? You have to subtract either 4 from minus 3 or subtract 3 minus 4. So I'm going to subtract equation 3 from equation 4. Sorry, equation 4 from equation 3. So minus, and this becomes a plus, and what happens here? Minus minus, again a plus, right? So minus 6x minus 15y. Okay, so this gets cancelled, and what happens here? 23y is equal to 46, and from this y is equal to 46 by 23, which is equal to 2. So you got the value of y as 2. And let's substitute in the first equation, yeah? So 3x plus 4 into 2 is 8 is equal to 5. So what happens? 3x is equal to minus 3 and x is equal to minus 1. So what are these values of x and y? The value of x is minus 1 and the value of y is 2 in this equation, similar to this problem. So this is how you find the value of unknowns in a simultaneous equations, and I hope you got a better understanding on that. On my next video, I'll be doing further problems on simultaneous equations. Till then, take care. Bye bye.